Net. Okay, so here we are, new desktop, replacing the Windows. Just wanted to go over my opinion on stuff. It's not an actual formal review, but you can see here I've got the latest version of Linux Mint. It's 4.15, November 20th. So I just wanted to go over some of my opinions of Zoom. So if you're wanting a full-scale review, this ain't it. I'll just give you my view. All right, so in here, Mint is probably better than Ubuntu. Reason being, you don't get the snooping that you would expect from Ubuntu. With Ubuntu, with the Amazon, people don't trust Ubuntu anymore. I'm in that camp as well. This is Linux 20, we'll just say X, whatever that might be. You can see here we have primarily MotiveWave running, my trading platform of choice. That was a fairly straightforward install. And then we have this editor I like is Sublime for editing, and I do like that. I'll go into the video software in a minute. I have a WhatsApp desktop, which I use quite a bit for my WhatsApp group. So I'm going to, reinstall it here. And of course, Zoom. And I'm going to explain why I use Zoom for this and why the recording is the way it is right now, and my previous video on the Oanda. So with MotiveWave, I could do the usual Binance and Oanda. The only thing I'm concerned about is I don't have the support for IQ Feed, which is going to be kind of tough to get around. But on the other hand, it's either IQ Feed and a few other things that you would get with Windows only, and then put up with all the fiascos that you get with Windows in terms of breaching. And I mean, one of the reasons why I'm on Linux now versus Windows has been a long time coming, but because of all the problems I had with Windows and the updates, I'm sure a lot of people can agree with it. The last couple of years since Windows came out, the product itself is getting better, yes, but I just still don't trust Windows because I'm not sure if I had my Windows breached or not. But I did get weird messages from Instagram and Apple and all sorts, and I know it's not from the Mac. It was most likely from the Windows. So here I am on Linux. So let's go through some of the features with this. So in here, I don't mind using Microsoft Office 365. I kind of like it, but this is all you really get on. The alternative is LibreOffice, which is okay. It's not the best compared to Office for Microsoft. So the programming side, as I said, I'm using Sublime. On the terminal, let me just see here. You get, it's pretty straightforward to install 3.69, which is a pretty close version of what I have to keep all my scripts in sync with what I have on my Mac as well. So there's that. So obviously the terminal's the center of all things Linux. So there is that as well. But the desktop has come a long ways. Also, when you come through here, you have, well, let me just go through. So all the standard stuff, you can easily get all the reviews that you'd get with Linux. So there's Office that I use. Now, one of the things that's a concern, that has been a concern, is regarding the recording software found on Linux. Okay, so there's OBS. I did some streaming with it last night on YouTube, and I was pretty surprised how easy it was. The thing is, when you bring back the OBS software here, it basically, I don't know, it seems not to. It keeps supposedly the settings for your YouTube synchronization with the keys or whatever it provides. But then when you go back to it after a reset and reboot into Linux, it no longer works, and you got to start over again. So for me, that's not really a a really smart choice. But considering it is free software, it's open source, it seems to be pretty powerful. It's just a matter of learning how to use it. So I'm going to be honest with you, I'm kind of not prepared to. Maybe I might do it, but right now I'm just not really going to kill myself on it. So some of the other software in here, let me see if I have anything I can show you. Okay, these are the ones. So this is what I want to talk about is the sound and video. You can download these from here in, I guess, the software manager. There's also flat packs that you can use through the terminal to install. But here's the different options you have that I've been trying. Celluloid is the default player. You have also Kazam, which is kind of no longer developed, and that may be good up to its point. I think it stopped development in 2017. Not very intuitive. I couldn't get. I mean, if I can get the microphone working and supposedly it's supposed to work, that's where it's really flaky with this Linux. It just doesn't keep the settings available. I don't know why. OpenShot I've not really played with the video editor. It looks good. It's definitely not an Apple video editing software at that level. The Record My Desktop seems to work, and again, it's simple, but again, it's all microphone setting, and then this one as well, and you know about VLC. So if you go under settings here, under the audio, and just see here, audio or sound. See here, under input, it flip-flops between these two just by itself. I don't know. 1 minute it's this, then it's that, and then it screws up the video recording software. The sound is pretty stable. It's standard audio. And that's just something that I'm finding kind of it's frustrating to work with. So this is what you got to watch out for when it comes to recording software. Your input mic settings, because it may work and it may not. I've had problems with that before with Windows, and finally over time it got stable. And again, the speakers are standard out of my audio. So here's what I had to end up doing to get around that. Thankfully, there's no commercial grade software available for Linux, from what I see, in terms of video recording and streaming to online YouTube or Facebook. So what I'm doing instead, fortunately, I've got Zoom here running. So basically what I have to do is I'm on my Mac, which does all the recording, and then I have my second connection, which is the Zoom as well. So kind of weird, I know, but I just wanted to go over what's been happening here. And I'm not sure if I'm going to keep with this setup, but I'm sure maybe somebody might come out there on the comments here and say, well, you got to do this and this and this to make your microphone settings stable, and next time you reset it, it'll keep the recording or the input settings properly for my Yeti microphone. So that's about it. With Thunderbird, it was a very easy setup. Obviously, Sublime's easy. Motivwave is very easy. So if you want a really good training platform, very commercial grade, Motivwave runs quite easily on Linux. And obviously Firefox, and that's pretty well all I need so far. And then Redis itself is very easy as well to install, and Python and all the usual Linux-based open stuff source. So I just wanted to put that out there. And the recording software is actually on the Mac as well. So we'll leave it at that, and we'll talk to you soon. Just want to let you know what's going on. Have a good day.